the Bears with the number 1 pick, getting it from the Panthers, they're in a wonderful situation. Do you go and get Caleb Williams from SC, the prospect of all prospects? And if you do, then you've got Justin Fields, who's only played 3 seasons of football on a rookie deal and has a lot of starting experience. There's a lot of value to that. ESPN, for the second time in this exercise, has hypothesized that Justin Fields will go to the Raiders in this scenario for a couple reasons. Champ Kelly was part of the Bears squad that drafted him, so there's a little bit of a tie in there. 2, to say Raiders are win now, that would be factual, but not a like sell the future win now. It's not, get all these old free agents to win now. It's just like, okay, if this defense continues, which is, again, to be fair, a big if. Like, we're all hoping we're bringing the guys back. Patrick Graham keeps doing what he's doing, but it could have been a fluke. That those last 12 games of last season could be fluky, or it could be the future, right? Yet to be seen. An O-line that played better than the sum of its parts and a bunch of great weapons. So again, OC and quarterback away from really being something here, right? So maybe you go into a win now mode with like a Justin Fields. Because it's his third year, we would pick up his 5th year, which means there's $6 million against the cap this season, 22 next season. So basically, if we pick him up, it's a 2-year, $28 million deal for a starting quarterback. Not bad for Justin Fields. ESPN's guessing it would cost a 2nd and a 7th for Fields. Nothing too crazy there. I kind of like it. It doesn't wow anybody, but also you got to understand, we're not getting Patrick Mahomes. We're not getting Lamar Jackson. Like, get those out of your mind. Of the guys that are reachable, Justin Fields on the cheap, giving us a chance to save that first-round pick for a corner that we desperately need, whatever we're going to desperately need. I kind of like this move. What say you?
I was thinking the exact same thing. If this is like the veteran that we're going to get, if you can call a 4th-year guy a veteran, I am looking for something or a quarterback that is more dynamic. It's what I've been talking about forever. We need someone that's more dynamic, someone who's a more modern quarterback who can make off-schedule plays. And we had that somewhat with Carr, where he was able to make off-schedule plays, but he wasn't really as dynamic as you would want someone who, like, he's not going to like wow you with his foot speed or anything like that.
Yeah. And it wasn't until Gruden that he could actually like move a little bit in the pocket. Like, it took him forever to be. It
wasn't natural, and like he did it, but he wasn't really great at it. He still was, did the whole tuck and roll thing a couple times in the pocket. So it's like, okay. And Favre, that's not his game at all.
Yeah.
But Favre is a good backup if you need a steady 80 to get in there and keep a lead for you, and maybe get your touchdown in a half, or throw a couple of field goals up just to kind of pad a lead, right?
Protect the ball.
He's not going to turn the ball over. He's going to be smart with it. And then you still have your guy that's the super talent. I mean, if you have a lot of talent on your quarterback room, it's not a bad thing. You just, again, the big D word, man, develop. You got to be able to develop. And if you have an offensive coordinator who is willing to adjust to what Justin Fields does well, that's when you do want to watch a highlight reel tape of Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Where does he excel? What throws does he do the best? Where is he the most comfortable? How can I get him in these situations? How do I avoid other situations? And you build something around that, around what he does well, and you just disguise it. You disguise it with motion, with formations, with personnel pack. You disguise what you're trying to do. And Justin Fields is going to be a very, productive player with his dynamic play. He can bring a lot to the team, and especially if him and like a guy like dude. I was really impressed with Jacoby Meyer with how he played. I thought he was a lot better than what people were giving him credit for. I didn't know he was as good as he actually ended up being.
I hated the signing because it was like, another wide receiver when we desperately need every other position. You know what I mean? And that let me like that led me like to seep in hate for him personally, which wasn't
sour on him a little.
Yeah, I soured on him because of the move that the GM and coach made. It was just like, oh, screw another wide receiver. This is BS. But yeah,
and he plays. You're like, this guy's freaking good.
And that's the thing is like, oh, I've seen Justin Fields. I don't want him. New offensive coordinator, throw into Davante and Jacoby, handing off to Josh Jacobs. That changes things drastically. I'm not saying he's for sure going to be better now, but like we've seen what his physical skill sets are. Like the things you can't teach are almost all there, right? He's got to be better. He has to have a better, more accurate arm, but that's something that can be developed over time. Like it's, again, to your point, like athletic skill sets that can't be taught. Justin Fields has got most of them, and then he's out of a hellhole in Chicago and on to like the tightest locker room and most beloved coach in the NFL.
He comes over to the Raiders. Okay, I'm a big DJ Moore fan. Don't get me wrong, but he's not Davante Adams. Mm. Mooney is not Jacoby Myers, and I think our running game is better by and large. Our running back room, if depending on what happens with Jacobs, would be a better running back room. I think he has better weapons, and I think he wouldn't come in as the savior. I think that's one of the things is like you were saying about Cleveland Farrell, that you can't escape your draft position, right? Well, Cleveland Farrell was a starting defensive end for one of the better defenses in the NFL with the 49ers.
Yeah.
He was a starter there almost until he got hurt, in the last game of the season, right? But he was a starting player for them, and he played a lot of snaps, and he was doing okay. But he wasn't asked to be this. He wasn't their number 4 overall pick.
Yeah.
Fields comes in, doesn't feel the pressure of having to be the first round pick, having to be the guy. He's just
11th overall pick.
Yeah.
We haven't had a quarterback good since forever. He's going to be the guy. Now it's like, oh, I got traded for a second round pick.
I have who on my team now? I have this running game. I have this defense that plays
pressures off. Weapons are there. Again, we keep bringing it up. Offensive coordinator, hopefully choosing correctly.
One thing, though, is the offensive coordinator is not going to have the pressure of calling games like Justin Fields is a savior anymore.
It's like when you get divorced, man. It's like you go to the bar and you're like, the pressure's off, right? Like I can hit on whoever, whatever, dude. Like I'm single now. I'm out of that hellhole. I'm out of the poison. All right, I strike out. Who cares? I'm swinging for the fences.
It's like George Costanza. He's like, hi, I'm 36. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents. Yeah, you want to get out of here? He's good.
Make no mistake. That's genuinely a thing in football. Is pressure off, trying something. Baker Mayfield this season, Joe Flacco this season, just change the scenery. Pressure's off. Man. On good teams with good offenses.
I can't impress this enough. It's also the coaching staff. The coaching staff isn't having to justify the front office's decision in selecting Justin Fields by how they call games, by how they set their offense, right? Because the owner's like, dude, hey man, we got this guy in the first round. Like, you need to highlight him as a player. He's not doing that anymore with us. He needs to show up and play football.
Media room is 30 people deep every time he's at a microphone. Every single game. Why did you lose? Why did you lose? Why did you lose? Like, that wears on dudes. Hey, you made it to the end of our video. Great job. I know you want more. Go ahead and click the next video. And if you're feeling crazy,